I think of NYSF now, I remember the action-packed days where we got to experience the best of the best in the science fields of Australia. We went to some amazing labs in Canberra. I got to see the Australian Centre for Cancer Research, and there we got some hands-on experience with the research teams, and I really appreciated getting to meet the scientists, and we had a talk to them about their journeys into the science world and got some great advice about pursuing a career in science.
So I attended Session B NYSF, and it was in Brisbane, and it was held in University of Queensland. It was a great experience and we all really enjoyed it.
Hi, I'm Yan. I went to NYSF Session C in Canberra. There were 3 sessions and we went to lots of fantastic sciencey place. And it was a life-changing experience to me, and you will hear from my friends that we did a lot of interesting stuff.
I went to NYSF Session A in Canberra in January 2018 this year. Some of the highlights for me were making so many friends in such a short time.
So before NYSF, I was considering a career in medicine, and during NYSF I was in the chemistry group, but I also got to experience lots of other science fields. I did a lot of physics-based activities and even some engineering electives. And I came away from NYSF still really set on a career in medicine, but I think I got a whole different experience by seeing lots of different areas in science, and I think there's a lot of leeway for a change in career choice.
Every day we were having a lab visit. We were going to the most advanced laboratories in Queensland, and we were involved in excursions and seeing all the new applications in science and what the scientists were actually working on and were discovering.
English is my second language, but I still made a lot of friends there, and because they are all nice, and we made a lot of strong connection with each other because we went to lots of interesting places, and I feel really prepared for my year 12.
So one of the highlights for me was going to CSIRO, a big research company. I visited a forensic and microbiology lab, and that was really awesome to see things firsthand.
In the evenings of the NYSF program, there was no time to just relax. We were always doing an activity, and one evening that stood out for me, we went into a theatre and got a lecture from a Nobel Prize winner, Professor Brian Schmidt, who works at the Australian National University as a cosmologist, and he lectured on his groundbreaking research and Nobel Prize in the expanding universe. And this was a great presentation because he was so interested in his area, and he was just a great example of how fun science can be and how you can take it into the real world as a career.
So the other amazing part of NYSF was listening to Dr. Tamara Davis, a cosmologist who were involved in detecting gravitational waves, and the thing that she was telling us, it was just amazing, and how they detected, and they were all communicating with around the world at the same time. All the telescopes were all looking at the same part, and it was amazing.
NYSF changed the way I feel about my future. Before NYSF, I thought medicine is the only way to succeed, but in NYSF we have been to lots of labs and unis.
So before NYSF I was really interested in medicine, and now I think after NYSF, and because I went to all of these laboratories and I saw different applications in science, now I think I'm more interested in biomedical science, because I think I see myself as a researcher instead of like a doctor.
So I realized that there are lots of options and job opportunities.
One of the highlights was the microbiology lab, where they tested for food poisoning cases.
So the best part of this session was the science dinner, and for our session it was in Brisbane, and it was in the Brisbane Town Hall, very fancy place, and it was amazing. We had an opportunity to listen to Professor Alan Mackay, the Australian of the Year in 2017, and about his research in the stem cell and what he have done, and it was amazing how they can now treat a patient by using stem cells, nasal stem cells, and injecting them in the spinal cord to treat the spinal cord injury. And it was very interesting, and I could actually talk with him and ask about his research. It was great.
It helps you to prepare Year 12, and you can really make friends with lots of like-minded people.
I always look back on NYSF as one of the greatest experiences I've had, and it just got me out of my comfort zone. NYSF sort of broadened my knowledge of what I want to do. I've always wanted to do dietetics at uni and study nutrition. I still have a great interest in that, but it sort of expanded my opinion of science and the possibilities.
So at first, when I was applying for this program, I thought, oh, this is gonna be so hard because I'm gonna spend time 12 days with 200 nerds. But then I found that it's great because they were not just nerds, but too much fun to be around. And we were dancing, chanting, and socializing. It was great, and it is amazing how after 12 days, people become like a part of family to each other, and we couldn't say goodbye to each other. It was so hard, and still we are in contact with each other, and it's amazing, yeah.
So the application process for NYSF, if you are interested in this video or if you've been prompted by a teacher to apply, the first step is to submit an online application with some details and basic questions about why you might be interested. And then you'll have to write a letter to a Rotary club in Bendigo asking for them to fund your experience because they are really helpful in supporting Bendigo students get to Canberra or Brisbane. And then after that, if you're successful with contacting a Rotary club, you will get an interview, which for Bendigo students will most likely be in Melbourne, where you'll be interviewed by 2 past NYSF students and a Rotary member. Just basic questions about why you'd like to go, what you love about science, and what you're hoping to get from the experience. And then a few weeks later, you'll get an email with the results of your interview.